This is the story of Arjun, a 28-year-old antique collector living in Karachi. His hobby was collecting old items, coins, furniture, paintings. But one day, he bought something that became the biggest mistake of his life. This is the story of a haunted doll, whose name was Meena. So listen, this happened a few months ago. Arjun was wandering through an old antique shop in Sadar on a Sunday. The shop was very old, dark, filled with dust, and had a strange smell lingering in the air. In one corner of the shop, inside a glass cabinet, sat an old doll. Victorian-style dress, porcelain face, and deep blue eyes. But the strange thing was, that doll was staring directly at Arjun. The old shop owner said, "Sir, don't buy this doll. It's from the 1920s. Belonged to a British officer's daughter. That's it." That little girl died a very painful death. They say her soul is trapped inside this doll. But Arjun thought all this was superstitious nonsense. He thought, this is just a selling tactic. He bought the doll for only 5,000 rupees and took it to his flat. The first night passed normally. Arjun placed the doll on his living room shelf. But the second night, strange things began to happen. At 2:30 a.m, Arjun woke up to the sound of someone crying. It was a little girl's voice, very faint. "Mommy, Mommy." He got up and came outside. The sound was coming from the living room. When he turned on the light, the doll was no longer on the shelf. It was down on the floor, standing in front of the sofa. Arjun's heartbeat quickened. How did it fall, he thought, and placed it back on the shelf. Ah, my. The third night became even more terrifying. Arjun was sleeping in his bedroom. Suddenly, he woke up. Someone had pulled his blanket. The room was dark. He turned on his phone's flashlight, and then he saw it. In the corner by the door, the doll was standing, and this time, its head was turned toward Arjun. Its blue eyes were staring directly at him. Arjun got scared. He immediately turned on the light. The doll was still there, but now its lips were slightly parted, as if it was smiling. The next morning, Arjun called his friend Kamran. "Dude, I think this doll is actually haunted." Kamran laughed and said, "Arjun, bro, have you gone crazy?" But that night, when Kamran himself came to Arjun's house, his laughter stopped. Both friends were talking late at night when suddenly, thud! A sound came from the kitchen. They both rushed there. Everything in the kitchen was scattered. Plates, glasses, everything had fallen on the floor. And on the refrigerator, someone had written with their finger, "Don't leave me alone." Kamran's condition deteriorated. "Bro, what is this? Get this doll out of here." Arjun made a decision. The next morning, he would go back to that shop and return the doll. But he had to wait through the night. At 3 a.m, Arjun heard the voice again. This time the voice was coming from under his bed. A little girl's voice. "Arjun, don't leave me alone. I will stay with you forever." Arjun gathered courage and looked down. There was nothing there, but when he looked up, his breath stopped. The doll was stuck to the ceiling, upside down. Its head was turned 180 degrees, and its eyes, they had turned black. The doll was smiling, a very wide, scary smile. Arjun screamed and woke up Kamran. They immediately grabbed the doll and put it in a bag. As soon as morning came, they went to that shop. But when they arrived, the shop was closed, permanently. A sign hung outside, "Closed since 1995. Arjun still had that bag in his hand. He opened the bag, and inside was something else. Instead of the doll, there was an old photograph. In that photograph was that Victorian girl, and in her hands was that same doll. And written on the back of the photograph, "Meena, died 1923, age 7. She never left her doll." Arjun and Kamran took that doll to a spiritual healer and had it locked away. Even today, that doll is in a locked room behind bars. But sometimes, late at night, the spiritual healer hears a little girl's crying voice, "Let me out, please." And that's where Meena's story ends.